By May of 2026, artificial intelligence has integrated into the invisible layer of consumer infrastructure that we simply expect to be there. Alexa can now research and generate a custom podcast for your morning commute in minutes. Meanwhile, ChatGPT natively links with Plaid to monitor accounts, track investments, and forecast monthly bills. The industrial scale is just as significant. In the first quarter of the year, Alibaba recorded 3.2 million autonomous robotaxi rides across its network. The sheer density of these integrations makes the exponential growth of machine learning appear as a permanent upward trajectory to the average user. Behind the scenes, the engineers and executives driving this expansion are facing a different reality. The assumption that intelligence can scale endlessly on demand has collided with a series of physical and social limits. While software code is theoretically boundless, it is choking on the rigid ceiling of the physical world. The first constraint is the sheer volume of power and hardware required to run frontier models. Demand is so high that Google's own researchers at DeepMind are waiting in line for access to their internal TPU chips as massive supply contracts with partners like Anthropic drain the available capacity. This pressure is showing up in financial markets. Situational Awareness recently disclosed a $2 billion position in put options against semiconductors. Their thesis relies on physical reality. AI creates a compute demand the hardware supply chain cannot satisfy fast enough. Some of the most successful institutional investors are now prioritizing the limits of hardware scarcity over the promise of software breakthroughs. Even when the chips are available, the industry is running out of physical locations to house them. Data center projects are now central to local zoning battles. Kevin O'Leary, for instance, is currently pushing for a massive cluster in Utah, trying to navigate community pushback, despite plans for independent water and power systems. This resistance is a national trend. Gallup data shows that the image was later identified as an authentic 1915 painting from Monet's Water Lilies collection. It's a vivid example of a documented trend. Research from Norway indicates the mere mention of AI now triggers a negative bias in human observers, regardless of the actual quality of the output. This friction is now disrupting technical systems. Linus Torvalds recently noted that the Linux security mailing list has become unmanageable because researchers are flooding it with AI-generated bug reports, creating a massive backlog for human maintainers to verify. When human systems, from art critics to software developers, actively reject these tools, the technology fails to secure the trust required for total integration. To survive these infrastructure and social roadblocks, the industry is shifting its product strategy. OpenAI recently deviated from its usual cloud-first approach by releasing open-weight models like GPT-OSS 20b. This model is designed to run entirely locally on a standard laptop. It operates without an internet connection, bypassing both the cloud compute queues and the power grid bottlenecks. Apple is taking a similar path with iOS 27, redesigning Siri to automatically delete chat histories by default as a hardware-level response to privacy concerns. Instead of forcing the world to expand for massive AI, developers are shrinking the AI to fit within existing human and physical constraints. The state of the AI race in the late 2020s has changed. Building a larger algorithmic model is no longer the most significant hurdle for tech giants. Success in this era depends on a company's ability to master the friction of the real world, navigating hardware scarcity, bypassing real estate gridlock, and earning back human trust.